morning, good morning. Thank you all so much for that wonderful music. Oh my goodness. That was amazing.
You're welcome.
I've missed all of you so much. I've been gone for the past 2 weeks for various reasons. I wish I had the time up here to tell you all about it, but I don't, and so I won't. Later on while we're eating, I'll be glad to tell anyone who asks. And so, this is the last of our celebration of Black History Month. I think this is the time of year where, for the past few weeks, despite me having not been here, I know what we've done, and this is the time where we reflect. This is the time where we look back at what our ancestors have been through, what they endured, what they persevered through. We look at the hardships, the triumphs, the defeats, the victories. And it's also a time where, as we've been doing, and showing that we celebrate. We're happy. We're not mournful. We're not in this quiet solitude. No, we celebrate. And so I think this is an extremely important month dedicated to over 300 million individuals here in the U.S. alone. And I think one of the overarching themes of this month is perseverance. And I think the drive, the motor that pushes perseverance is hope. And so I think this month really is about that. It's about hope. And so we look at the past. We do. We have to acknowledge what happened. We look at slavery and we see what got people through all of that. How do you push yourself? How do you wake up in the morning knowing that you're owned by someone? How do you live even just an hour of your life under that kind of oppression? And I think the only thing that got them to wake up in the morning was their hope that they held on to every single day. And so I wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. I was noticing that for the speakers that we have, me, Pastor Steve, and Mr. Crawford, that right there we have 3 generations of people. I didn't even notice that until like a few moments ago. I was sitting there, I was like, who's coming after me? It's like, oh, Stephen, who's after that? Oh, Mr. Crawford. And it is 3 completely, genuinely, not like you're like 10 years older than me, as kind of a generation. No, it's a hard generation, because Mr. Crawford could be my grandfather, and Steve could be my dad. And so that is 3 generations, for those that needed to understand what a generation looks like. And so I was just astonished, and I think whoever set that up, good job, whether you thought of that or not. That was fantastic, because us as individuals, we have all had different hardships in our life. I have faced my own hardships growing up through my life. I've faced my own forms of discrimination and prejudice and hatred towards me, and I'm 100% sure Steve has, and I'm 100% sure Mr. Crawford has. I would wager Mr. Crawford has faced harder hardships than I, and I'm so thankful that I was born in the time that I am. And I'm hopeful for my children, hopeful for my grandchildren, that they will be better and better. And I believe that the previous generation, Mr. Crawford and Steve, they hold the same hopes for Chanel. They hold the same hopes for their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren, that things will continue to get better. And so I just was so jazzed by the fact that I was able to start these little devotional sermonettes as the youngest of these 3 generations, as I have probably the softest life so far, the nicest, well, heavy quotes, the nicest life, and definitely had the least amount of hardships, but I've had my hardships. And I can say without a doubt, every single person here in some capacity has faced prejudice, has faced discrimination. It doesn't have to be on skin color, but I know everyone here has experienced that hatred in some capacity. I was really appreciative of the fact that there were Negro spirituals that were saying prior to all of us coming, and I was looking up on a lot of Negro spirituals before I came up to speak. And one common theme that I found in that was a lot of them were hopeful.
Yes.
Many, if not all of them, had a very strong theme of hope because they were just singing out their woes and pains. But I think the fact that they had the capacity to sing shows that they had hope. Because one of the saddest things we can ever see, if you've seen it, is someone who has no hope. Someone who is broken in their hope. They have no reason to get out of the bed in the morning. What's the point if you don't have something you're looking forward to? And so I think Negro spirituals were filled to the brim with hope that this wasn't going to be forever. That this wasn't going to be the end, that I'm going to be a slave forever. No, they held on to hope. Even if in this life they might have lived and died a slave, they knew that there was something better out there. Because if there wasn't, my goodness, I would just let them kill me as a slave. If that was it, this is life, just slavery. Oh. And so I just want to briefly look at Paul for hope, since I don't have that much time to speak of here, although I could go on and on. There's an interesting word I found that Paul would use in his elpizo. And there are two, this is what you'd use in Greek for hope, elpizo. And there are two forms of the word elpizo. There was the secular way to use it, that are used in like secular religions when different people would talk about hope. It would always be to anticipate with somewhat expectancy of disappointment. It carried negative connotations. It was hope, but you get what you get. I don't know. And so it wasn't the best word, elpizo. However, in Old Testament writing, the Septuagint used the word elpizo, and it always carried positive connotations. Always. It was to trust, and it was also to hope. And the most interesting one for me was the last word that was carried with elpizo, and that was to endure. And I believe that hope is always found in trials and in tribulations and in hardships, and it's the only thing that we have. And coupled with hope, oftentimes in the Old Testament they would use elpizo, say endurance, to endure through a trial, whatever you're going through, that's coupled with your hope, the ability to endure. And we see throughout the entire Old Testament that this theme of if you place your hope and your faith in something unreliable, you're going to get disappointed. We see that in Isaiah 20, where God warned Judah against putting their hope for protection against Assyria in the nations of Cush and Egypt. And we see that all throughout the Old Testament, this elpizo, putting your hope towards something that won't let you down, to Christ, to God the Father. And so Dr. King once said, "We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope." And so I, Anthony, accept completely that this world will disappoint me often and frequently. There will be people in this world that are going to hurt us, and we don't expect them to. There are going to be things in this world, in this finite life that we have, it's going to disappoint us. We have to accept that. But when we look back and we see where our people have been, we see where we still are going. For the older generations, when I would hope, this is me to put myself out there, I would hope when you see me, you're a little hopeful. That, hey, Anthony, you're doing something. You're actually looking forward. You're actually salvation. You're actually trying to better yourself, that you find hope. And I put my hope in the next generation too, even though I have yet to produce a next generation. But I place my hope there as well. But I know that in this world we will get let down. But we put our hope, as Dr. King says, in the infinite. We put it in Christ. He will never, ever let us down because he is faithful. He has always been faithful. He has promised to be faithful to us till the end of time. Whenever that is, probably never. And so we trust in Christ. We know that this world will let us down. But we know that no matter what, God is good. And that he is our hope. He's the hope of nations. Amen.